Okay, it can build an app, but can it think like an engineer? The ultimate test for any developer is the coding interview. So, today, I'm putting Gemini in the hot seat with a classic Google interview question. The test isn't just about getting the right answer, it's about efficiency and explaining its logic. Let's see if it gets the job. All right, here's the challenge. Write a function that returns the longest word in a string. It seems simple, but interviewers use this to test your fundamental thinking. I'm giving Gemini just this one prompt. Let's see what it comes up with.
All right, we've seen it build a full application, but let's test it on a classic specific coding challenge. The prompt is, write a JavaScript function that accepts a string as an argument and returns the longest word in that string. If there are two words with the same length, return the first one. Okay, prompt sent. Now it's thinking. And this is what's so cool. We can actually see its thought process. It's analyzing the logic, considering edge cases, and even planning how to handle punctuation before writing a single line of code. And here are the results. Honestly, I was expecting just one simple answer, but what I got back was a full-blown code review. It didn't just give me one answer, it gave me 3 different ways to solve it. It started with the classic, most readable for loop, which is great for beginners. Then it offered a more concise version using the sort method. And finally, it gave a very elegant and modern solution using reduce. But it didn't stop there. It even provided a summary table comparing the pros and cons of each approach, discussing readability, performance, and conciseness. This is what's so powerful. I didn't just get code, I got context. It's not just a code generator, it's a collaborator that explains the trade-offs, almost like having a senior developer walking you through your options. It's incredible.
Okay, so I've pasted all 3 solutions that the AI gave me into VS Code, and this is where it gets really fascinating. It didn't just give me one way to solve the problem, it gave me 3 distinct approaches, almost like a mentor would. First, it gave me the classic for loop. This is the safe, readable answer. It's easy for anyone, especially a junior developer, to understand exactly what's happening step by step. It initializes a variable, loops through every word, checks the length, and if a word is longer, it becomes the new longest word. Simple, effective, and it works perfectly. And look at this. It's heavily commented, explaining each step. It's exactly what you'd hope to see in a clean code base. Now, a lot of code generators would stop right there. But then, it also gave me this. A super elegant, much more modern solution using reduce. This is a more advanced functional approach. It takes the entire array of words and reduces it down to a single value based on a condition. In our case, finding the longest string. This is the kind of solution that shows a deeper understanding of JavaScript's power. It's concise, declarative, and exactly the kind of elegant code you'd see from an experienced developer. It's awestruck by the efficiency. It accomplishes the same thing as that whole for loop, but in a fraction of the lines. It even gave me a third option using sort and explained the pros and cons of each one in a summary table, weighing things like readability versus performance. So it's not just giving an answer, it's teaching the trade-offs. This is impressive. All right, so getting 3 different functional solutions was already amazing, but writing code is only half the battle. A great developer needs to understand the trade-offs. They need to know why one solution might be faster or use less memory than another. This concept from computer science is called Big O notation, and it's fundamental. So this is the final test. Can the AI go beyond just writing code and actually analyze its own work? This is a much deeper question. I'm going back to AI Studio, and here's the prompt. Excellent. Now, can you explain the Big O time and space complexity for both the for loop solution and the reduced solution? Okay, I've hit run. And this to me is the most challenging question I've asked it. It's not just pulling a pattern it's seen before. It needs to analyze the loops, the operations, the memory usage for two different functions it just created, and then explain it using established computer science theory. And look at this. It breaks it down perfectly. For the for loop solution, it correctly identifies the time complexity as O of n, or linear time, because, as it explains, the function has to look at every single word in the string exactly once. The longer the string, the longer it takes, in a predictable, linear fashion. It then does the same for the reduced solution, again correctly identifying it as O of n. It even analyzes the space complexity, explaining how much memory each function uses. This is the part that's truly mind-blowing. It's not just that the AI knows what Big O is from its training data, it's that it can correctly apply that theoretical knowledge to code it just generated and explain the why with perfect clarity. This is more than a tool. It's a collaborator, a partner that can help you not just build, but understand. And that's a profound change for anyone who writes code. So, the final verdict. Hired or fired? I'd say hired. Absolutely. It passed the test. It proved it can think logically and explain its work. But this raises a much bigger question. Knowing it can code is one thing, but can we use this digital junior developer to solve real business problems? Can we make it the engine of a fully automated system for a solopreneur? That's not just a coding challenge, that's a business challenge. And that's the real power here. It's not just about passing an interview. So, for our next series, we're leaving the theoretical tests behind. We're going to build a fully automated system to manage a freelance business using AI. If you want to see how to connect tools like Gemini, Notion, and Zapier, make sure you're subscribed for what's coming next. But first, if you want all the prompts and code from this series, the full guide is free on my website, link in the description. Thanks for coming on this journey.